What up everyone, DunnQ here, and today I'm doing a YouTube tutorial, my first one, not my first try. I'm serious, I've tried so many times to get this video just right and perfect. And this is me and my sister Courtney wearing my football uniforms. Not really uniforms, or jerseys, because I wouldn't wear jeans to play football, but alright, let's get started. Basically, what I'm going to do is show you guys Basically, I'm going to show you how I make my YouTube videos after I record them. Basically, all the stuff that happens, all the magic that happens to get to YouTube, basically happens here. And what I'm going to do is open up Total Media Extreme, because this is the program that uses the Hauppauge that came with the Hauppauge I had to install. And here it is. Basically, I'm going to show you guys my settings I capture with right here. And first things first, always have this in PlayStation 3. Even if you're on your Xbox, you always going to want this to be in PlayStation 3 format, because M2TS is what it records in, and that's the best file format. It's the smaller file size than MP4. MP4 is just poop. M2TS is the best, hands down. So if you're playing PS3, have it on PS3. If you're playing Xbox, have it on PS3. Always have it on PS3. I know it sounds backwards, sounds weird, just leave it. Okay. Let's get started here, going on the list, or the list of items. So, video input, YPRPB, audio input. Yours may have RCA back selected, and that's okay. And what actually is kind of neat, if you don't have the right audio selected, it will not show up on your screen. But if I go to RCA back, it'll still show up. It doesn't really change the quality at all, like not at all. But I use SPDIF because that is an optical cable, and I use that for recording everyone else's mic. But you can't hear mine. I haven't figured out how to do that exactly yet, but I'll save that for another day of frustration. Device settings, and we go to the properties here. Basically, everything you see in this, leave it as it is. Have you seen the quality of my videos? Yeah, just keep this, everything you see here. Pause it if you need to. Make sure everything you have is what I have. If you want DunnQ's level of quality, there you go. Just keep just step by step. I'm just going through the motions here. This is stuff that is already set for me. I don't have to do this all the time. This is just for you. So make sure your bit rate is obviously best. If you didn't figure that out, then you're kind of an idiot, because you want that to be best. And constant bit rate, AC3 audio encoder, yeah. Apply those bad boys. Cancel. And that should be about it. So your input resolution should come out as 1280 by 720. And here's a very, very important thing that everyone needs to know. When you're playing on your Xbox, you need to go to settings, and you need to go to, I can't do this live because my Xbox is in the other room. I know, I have the ghetto set up. I know. But when you go to display settings, be sure to have 720p selected at, like, literally at all. And because if all else fails, you have to make sure it has your settings for your Xbox are 720p. It can't be 1080i. It can't be 1080p. Even if it sounds better, the Hauppauge only records 720p. 720p looks best. You can work with it better. There's not going to be any problems with it. So PS3, same way. 720p selected on system settings for the Xbox and PS3. If you have that down pat and all this so far, you're looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I'm going to open up the program that allows me to do commentaries and edit. And this is Sony Vegas Pro. And this is a video clip I have not edited yet or touched at all. So this is completely live. And you're going to see what it looks like for me to actually... Why is this thing so small? Oh, now my computer's going to start freezing up. Okay. I'm trying to get the best... Oh, this is I recorded this in theater. Now I know why. Okay, look how crappy and like messed up this looks over here. What you want to do, the first thing you want to do, like legit, right click on your video, go to properties, disable resample, reduce interlace flicker, and uncheck maintain aspect ratio. Now, can you believe that? Just those easy 3 clicks, and you got that. Alright, now one thing I've noticed on YouTube that no one really tells you and I'm kind of trying to tell you as much as I can. When you go to this square right here, it's called the pan crop. Basically sizes the picture for YouTube and like the format. And I have many templates. I have YouTube, which is basically my Call of Duty one. I probably should rename that. It's kind of messed up. So I should have put that as Call of Duty. Then I have a Battlefield 3 one, and then TM is for Twisted Metal. Picture was for pictures off my phone because they're crappy and they come in like upside down and crap. So this is what a picture looks like. Yeah, it's totally ghetto. But you go to YouTube, and you will notice that little small black crack that was up there is not going to show up on YouTube anymore because now you have it as full settings. And what you're going to do is you're going to mess with this right here and drag it in and out to get without the black line. There it is with it. Here it is without. But instead of having to take this arrow and adjust it all the time, what I do is just I adjusted it one time, hit save, named it YouTube, and there you go. That was all you had to do to make the screen full. Okay. Second thing I want to show you is what I do to make my vids look super sexy and just all around awesome. I'll just stay with this little frame right here. Okay, what I did to my last video is I took the color corrector, and what I've always done for Modern Warfare 2 is I've taken Studio RGB to Computer RGB, Studio to Computer, not Computer to Studio, and it brightens the color. But for some reason on MW3, you'll watch, it kind of darkens it and makes it scary looking. So get rid of that. What I usually do for MW3 is color curves, and I know there's a correct way that someone has done on YouTube how people do it and how you shouldn't do it, but I do it like this. I know it's probably not the right way. There's other ways. There's not really a correct and wrong way to do anything on here, but if you want it to look awesome, just do what I'm doing. This right here is your preference. If you want it to be really bright, your game to look really bright, there you go. But that's just one of the effects. And one thing I also like to do, depending if I remember to, if I'm in the mood, I go to sharpen, and if you look really, really carefully, you will notice the gun and everything will slightly pop out and be sharper, but you probably can't notice it. You can tell with font a lot, and you can really tell the difference when you move this bar right and left, and it starts to look really crappy. It's gonna take forever for my computer to load though. You can hardly tell, but you can't really tell with that bar. So anyhow, moving on to the next thing. So sharpen and color curves are basically the two things I use to make the video sexier, I guess you could say. And now I'm going to move on to, what was I going to do? Oh, project properties of the video. Okay, now we're getting down to business. Make sure you have everything as you see here as what I have. Especially when you go to audio, you're going to want to have this as best and 16. And the mode of the audio does not really matter, but I think it takes longer to render a surround sound, and YouTube doesn't even format or allow you to upload surround sound, so YouTube doesn't even support it yet. So don't waste your time doing something it doesn't support. Same thing with frame rate. Now here's the big thing that everyone likes to argue about with quality on videos on YouTube. People always tell you to render in 59.94 FPS. I wouldn't recommend it if you're only doing commentaries, but if you want to send clips of your sweet clips on Call of Duty to like an editor, they're going to want it to be in 60 FPS. You want to know why? Because it allows them to use their effects and Twixtor and slow-mo, and everything looks more crisp, and it allows them to add more effects. So if you want a good looking video and you want your editor to be able to edit it, make sure you have it as 59.94. Not really any difference in quality, but if you want to upload a commentary like I do, I always have it in 29.970, just 30 FPS, because it takes longer to render out a 60 FPS, and there's no point when YouTube doesn't support it. And if it's not going to be edited by me, there's no point. So basically, I have templates, and there's YouTube HD quality, and I have different ones set. And here's the big boy right here. Here's the big guy. When you go to render, and this is what I have to do almost every night before I go to bed, is render out a video. takes like hours to render something. I know it's crazy to some people. Because if I sound like a total idiot to people on YouTube, I apologize, because I'm probably putting this video up on Facebook for anyone who wants to see how I make YouTube videos. Anyhow, I would not save this in my documents. It'd probably go in my videos folder. And here's the big guy, 59.94 and YouTube HD. The biggest difference: that one's 60 FPS, that one's 30. And like I said before, you don't want to have it in 60 if you don't need to, if you're setting it to an editor. Okay, so go to YouTube HD and go to custom. These are my settings for the template when I render in. Everything you see here, make sure you include audio, obviously. Mode CBR, everything you see that I have, put it as yours. And just, if you want it to look sexy, just do what I'm doing. Alright, I don't know how else to explain it to you. Obviously, if you don't have your video smoothness in 100 to sharpest, you got a problem. And pixel aspect ratio, everything that is crazy and sounds confusing, make sure you have it as my settings. And there you go. So like this video, guys, if you can. So I wanted to get, just know what, F it, just give it a like. I don't care how many likes it gets. I just want to help out some people with the settings, because this is how I make videos, and most of the magic is done on the computer. So favorite this, like it, whatever. This has been DunnQ, guys, doing my first tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. No, I want to save changes. I'm out. Deuces.